Hey guys, KD here for the first ever Geeks on the Go live stream. And today I'm going to be doing a tutorial in which I'm going to be showing you guys how to play the Pokemon trading card game. Now, the reason I'm going for this one is because I've been collecting this since I was very young, and honestly, I didn't actually start playing it until maybe a year, two at the most ago. And a lot of my friends who have collected the cards for the same amount of time, they've never played before, and their main reasoning is that they think that it's too complicated or that they'll never be able to get into it. Well, I haven't played in quite a long time, but when I did get into it, it was actually surprisingly easy. And the main reason for that was thanks to this, the Pokemon trading card game online. Now, one of the reasons I'm going for this as my first Let's Play is because it is completely free to play. There are some payable options. Basically, if you buy cards in real life, you get given a little QR code in every pack that lets you get either a booster pack or a full deck in-game. But to be honest, that seems like a pretty fair deal, seeing as though if you want to collect and play in real life, you're basically getting given free cards to play in the game. You can also pay to have coins. You can see at the top I've got just over 3,000 there. But in all honesty, there's no need to. I have never once paid an actual penny to play this game other than collecting the cards in real life, as I said. And let's face it, who doesn't love collecting cards of some kind? So, the aim of this video is I'm going to take you through the tutorial for the Pokemon trading card game online. Obviously you can do this yourself, but the way I figure it is I can show you now how easy it is to play, and hopefully that'll convince one or two of you to join in. In the description below I will be adding my trainer name so that if you do decide to get the game or you already have it, you can battle me. Though I should say my decks are pretty out of date, so I might at the end of this video, if there's time, buy a new one and give that a test shot. Just don't expect too much out of me. Okay, so in order to do the tutorial, very simply, we are going to go up to the play icon in the top here and click tutorial. So far, so good. And obviously I'm getting a welcome back because I have done the tutorial before, and you see that while doing the tutorial you also get rewards. You get coins, and looks like if I win this one I might get myself a booster pack. So let's see how we go. One thing I will say about this game is it does take up a surprising amount of RAM when you're using it. My computer at the moment, it's not really a gaming computer, so it's running pretty hot at the moment. Okay, so first thing you have to do is you need to choose a Pokemon to be your active Pokemon. Here is where your active Pokemon go, where you can see the Pokeball there, and on this rectangle, this blue rectangle at the bottom, that's where your benched Pokemon are going to be. So I'm going to start off with Pikachu, and my reason for doing that is because I've been given a Voltorb and an Electrode, so I can evolve them nice and quickly, and I want to do that without them taking any damage. So if you hover your mouse over any of the cards, including your opponent's ones, it comes up with the details on them, so you get a closer look. Obviously on that screen there you can see that you can't quite make out the writing. So Pikachu here, if I give him 1 energy I can use quick attack, in which case I flip a coin, and if heads it does an extra 10 damage, 20 in total. Or if I give him 2 electric energy and 1 of any kind, he can use Electro Ball, which is 50. The circle with the black star in the middle there, that's a normal energy, and you can essentially put any kind of energy card there. So the first thing I want to do is I want to attach an energy card, and I'm going to stick one on my Pikachu. So that I can attack on my next turn. If you have the first turn, you unfortunately cannot attack, so I've basically got to set myself up now ready for their attack and ready for my next turn. So on my next turn I should be able to use quick attack. Down here I've got a trainer card. This is quite a useful one. if you have a look at Pikachu here, at the bottom, you might be able to make out that it says retreat and it has a normal energy on it. That means that in order to put him on my bench and switch another Pokemon out, I have to sacrifice one energy that is attached to him. You can see on my Voltorb there it's the same, and if I evolve him to Electrode, there actually is no retreat cost, which means that I can get him out as soon as possible. As for the cards themselves, they're pretty fairly easily laid out. In the top left, it tells me that Pikachu is a basic Pokemon. That does have some relevance to certain trainer cards. Top right, you've got the hit points, which Pikachu has 60. You've got the attacks below the picture, so I've already explained those, I won't go over them again. Down below that, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this, but it has weakness and resistance. So for Pikachu, he is 2 times weak against fighting types. Now, some of the energies in this game cover multiple types, so fighting also covers rock types. Water energy also covers ice types. Poison and psychic and ghost also go together, which can make it slightly frustrating, especially when, like me, you're a big fan of fire types like Charizard, and you go up against an ice type like Articuno thinking this is going to be easy, and it turns out that your Charizard is weak against Articuno, which makes no sense if you're a fan of the anime or the video games, but it's something to keep in mind when playing this. Alright, so I'm not going to do anything else on this turn, so I'm going to hit done, and I'm going to let it go over to my opponent's turn. And they're going straight in with an attack there. It's not too bad. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to evolve my Voltorb into Electrode. If you have the cards, you don't need to use anything, no energy, no special items or anything like that. You can just place it on your Pokemon either when they're active or when they're benched, and it evolves them as you can see there. I'm then going to stick some energy on him because I want to get up to the point where I can use that Electro Ball. It will be quite handy. And I also got another trainer card, which is a bicycle. So this one I can't really use at the moment because what it does is it lets me draw cards until I have 4 cards in my hand. My hand is this bottom row down here, which I haven't used. As you can see with my opponent, I cannot see the cards that are in their hand. I can see their benched Pokemon, I can see their active Pokemon, but I can't see any of the cards in their hand. Okay, so before I finish my turn, I am going to use Pikachu's Quick Attack, and flipping the coin is automatic, and lucky me, I got a heads, so that's 20 damage. Okay, oh, he's going straight in with a potion, which is kind of annoying. Sorry, I'm just about to cough. Hay fever is rife at this point. I hope I didn't deafen anyone wearing headphones. I did warn you. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to stick another energy card on my Electrode, get him ready, and I've also got myself yet another trainer card, which is a supporter one, and that is Giovanni's Scheme. So this is a pretty special card because I have 2 options with this. The first one is that I can draw cards until I have 5 cards in my hand. Again, pretty useless. After playing him, I'd only get an extra 2 cards. Or during this turn, your Pokemon's attacks do 20 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon before applying weakness and resistance. Now, that is really handy, actually, because if you are going up against the Pokemon that has resistances to the Pokemon you're using, that 20 damage isn't affected by those resistances. So, for example, if I was against a rock type, or fighting type, I would say, then that 20 damage would normally be taken down to 10. In this case, it isn't. So, not really anything else I want to do except for go for another quick attack. And I got another head. That's nice. Just hope that he doesn't crack out another potion. Okay, so, oh, he's just got himself an extra 3 cards. This could be very bad for me, and it is. He's got himself an evolution. And it looks like he's probably going to be trying to go for that full evolution, and that is going to be difficult to take down with the cards that I currently have. Especially as my Pikachu is very, very low on health now. Okay, so Eevee, that's pretty sweet. Hopefully, given that I'm clearly using an electric deck, this is one that they've just randomly given me. Hopefully I've got a Jolteon in my deck somewhere as well. So let's stick another energy onto him. And I don't really want to use any of my trainer cards yet, so I'm just going to go straight in with another quick attack. It's not going to knock him out, but hopefully it will set up nicely for my Electrode. Okay, so one thing I've really got to try and do now is this guy, he's been putting energies on him, and I want to be able to take him down before he can really do any serious damage. So, got an energy there, that's nice. Let's stick that on Eevee. And are any of these any use yet? 5 cards to switch? No, not particularly. So I'm going to go straight in and use Electro Ball. Now, one important thing to remember on this, actually, let me just say, so I've knocked out one of his Pokemon, and you may have noticed that just to the left of my bench, I had some cards on their front, so back facing up, and at the beginning of the game, you choose 6 of these cards to put down. They're completely random from your deck, and you can pick them as rewards. Now, it's completely random. I'm just going to go for this one, and let's see what I got. So, Professor's Letter. Search your deck for up to 2 basic energy cards, reveal them, and put them into your hand. Shuffle your deck afterwards. That can be quite handy, although the card he just got is even more handy because he's just managed to evolve to a Hydreigon, which is not good. That's a lot of hit points. Okay, however, I did just manage to get this, so if Jolteon is in my deck, that is quite handy. But I'm not going to use it right now. I'm going to get some more energy cards first. Now, you can do this as kind of a bit of a cheat, but while looking for the energy cards, I can actually go through the rest of my deck and see what's in there. It's going to get shuffled up afterwards anyway, but I haven't seen this deck, and I can see that there is no Jolteon in there, which is slightly worrying. In fact, the number of Pokemon in here isn't as great as I would have hoped. Now, it could be that there is a Jolteon in the cards that I had facing down, the one that I showed when I beat one of his Pokemon, but I do not want to bet too much on Eevee right now because of that. What I will do is I'll give him energy in case I need to use him. So let's do some damage to this Scyther. Now he's basically used this Scyther as a sacrificial Pokemon because he wants to get enough energy to use this Berserker Blade, I believe. And look, another Pikachu. Now this is good because I do know that there is a Raichu in my deck. So on my next turn, I can evolve him into Raichu. Do I have anything that I can use to get myself more energy cards, though? Potentially. But for now, let's do some overkill. Alright, fingers crossed for that Jolteon. Nope, energy card. Oh well, I do need energy cards, so can never have too much energy. Alright, so this is quite a good item. So any damage done to the Pokemon this card is attached to by opponent's attack is reduced by 20 after applying weakness and resistance. So I am going to slap that onto Pikachu. I am going to slap an energy onto Pikachu. And I'm going to do what Ash Ketchum never could and explains why he never wins. And I can't evolve him yet, of course, because I've used the trainer card already. So that's annoying. Or can I? Oh no, I can. I'm just being silly. let's get this this Raichu out here. Crack that on. Yeah, as you can see, it really has been a long time since I've played this, hence why I'm going through the tutorial. Okay, now he's really trying to put a lot of effort into getting that Hydra gun out. So he's sacrificing a lot of Pokemon. It's somewhat risky. So what have I got here? Oh, it's a Misty card. Misty's Determination. Discard a card from your hand. If you do, look at the top 8 cards of your deck and put one of them into your hand. Shuffle the other cards back into your deck. Oh, and what we've just missed here is my Electrode is now confused. That is worrying. Can I make use of this one right now? No. You know what? I'm going to risk it. Let's see. No. Okay, so I failed on the coin toss there, which means he's done 30 damage to himself, and he's still confused. So I've only got 20 hit points left there. However, my Raichu is ready to go. So I've just got to try and make sure that he doesn't get confused, because I need him to be doing some serious damage out there. Alright, this could be the end of Electrode. Let's see how he does. Ah, damn. So Electrode's down, and I've lost him and the energy cards attached to him. So let's throw Raichu in. Okay, so that time he failed on the confusion, which means I am not confused, which is great. Oh, and this is quite a useful card. So I'm definitely going to throw this out there. Flip a coin. If heads, draw 3 cards. Nice. Okay, so I can actually set myself up now with another Raichu. I can also do a couple of switch outs, which is very handy. The retreat cost is only 1, but seeing as though I don't have any other energy cards, that's not ideal. And I also got myself a Great Ball. So look at the top 7 cards of your deck. You may reveal a Pokemon you find there and put it into your hand. Shuffle the other cards back into your deck. So you know what, I am actually going to use that one because my bench is looking pretty empty at the moment. The only one I appear to have is Electabuzz. Yes. So let's get him out here. Okay, so his maximum attack can do 40 damage. It's not great. Decent hit points, so I could use him as one of those kind of sacrificial setup Pokemon. I do hate doing that, but that 80 hit points, he'll stand for at least a couple of hits on that. Okay, so let's see. You've got 70 hit points. I can do 80 damage. You, sir, I can do 100 damage actually, because I forgot about this little doohickey. So let's take you down. Oh, I've also got this paralysis thing. That could be quite useful as well. Obviously not in this situation. I don't need to paralyze him. I can take him down straight away. What we've got here. Okay, so this is a good one. Simply draw 3 cards. Okay, he's really going heavy with these sacrificial ones now. Oh, that did not go well for him. Another Eevee. I don't really need that, but let's evolve that Pikachu. That'd be good. And I'll use Tiano here, and I'll draw some more cards. Ooh, Kangaskhan. Do like me a Kangaskhan. 100 hit points. I can search my deck for 2 basic Pokemon. See, Kangaskhan, I think the reason it's in this deck is because if you get it very early on, it's a great Pokemon. You stick 1 energy onto it and you can get your Pikachus, your Eevees, your Voltorbs all out fairly quickly. And also Comet Punch does have a pretty decent payoff, considering it's only 2 energy, though that retreat cost of 2 energy isn't ideal either. Okay, so I'm just trying to think if there's any other real strategy I can go for. Should I see if I've got any other Pokemon? I mean, I might as well. I'm here, aren't I? Okay. Yeah, I'll go for... Yeah, I'll crack Spearow out. Just throw him on the bench, so if Fearow does show up, I can get myself another evolved one. And let's stick this energy onto my other Raichu, because they seem to be my best hitters at the moment. How much health have you got? 50. So I should, thanks to this little dude. Oh no, I'm not doing extra damage because this. I'm getting reduced damage. Duh. Oh god, it has been so long since I played this. Okay, so let's just hit him with an Electro Ball. Lots of lovely damage. And what have we got here? I swear, it's an electric and normal deck, I know, but why have EVs? 2 EVs and no Jolteon? It's ridiculous. Oh, he's gone and confused me. That's annoying. Well, at least I've got myself a potion, so if I do damage myself on this turn, it's not the end of the world. Okay, let's stick that on my other Raichu. You know, I'm going to use this, and I'm going to get rid of this because I don't need it, and then I can get myself some decent cards. Let's go with Pokemon Center Lady, old Nurse Joy. That way I can do myself some healing. Okay, so now all that's really left to do, because I don't have anything else I really want to switch out, is to hope I get a heads. Nope. Now that's interesting. The special item that I've got attached to my Raichu did not reduce the damage there. Oh god, he's getting himself another Sableye. Now, obviously, this is a tutorial. If you're playing against real players, it's going to be a lot more difficult. But I don't entirely understand why they're doing this. They're making it way too easy. I only need to knock out one more Pokemon. If I succeed on this next turn and I don't get hit by the confusion again, he's done for the game. When he spent the entire game setting this up. This Pokemon could be doing a serious amount of damage. Its Berserker Blade does 40 damage to two of my benched Pokemon with no weakness or resistance, plus 60 to my active Pokemon. Like, he could be wrecking me right now. But, well, he's just being silly. Okay, actually, before I do that, I am going to use a potion on you. Potion deals with the health, it doesn't deal with the confusion, just like in the other various Pokemon games. And let's see if we can get heads this time. Nope, it's another Tails. Ugh. I swear they're doing this on purpose. But he's stuck just constantly using Confuse Ray on me, apparently. Okay, got another potion though, so might as well use that on him. And hopefully, this time, he can actually do some damage. Come on, yes! Brilliant. And that is the game. So, it really is that simple. Once you are done with the tutorial, you can move on to playing real people, or you can play more bots. There are rewards for doing both, and really good rewards as well. It's very easy to while away quite a few hours playing this. Obviously, the real players are a lot more difficult. That was just the tutorial. That was seriously easy stuff there. While I've got you, because that didn't take too long, I'll take you through some of the other stuff that you get with the game. So up here, you've got your card collection, your deck manager, and the ability to trade. There's a lot of ways to trade. Certain Pokemon cards you cannot trade, which is really unfortunate. But if we go to the collection, you can see here it's got all of the various Pokemon cards that I've got. You can put filters on as well, so you've got the standard, expanded, and legacy. Now these change depending on which seasons you're in. I've got certain cards that I got back when I was playing a lot, which worked with standard, that no longer do anymore, unfortunately. You can search by type, you can look for megas, and you should be able to look for EX ones as well, but is that it? Let's have a look there. So yeah, you can see which EX cards I've got. Now, EX cards are important to know about. They tend to be very, very powerful. So just looking at this first one, I've got a Charizard here, which I know you can't read it too well, unfortunately, because they've given it the shiny effect, but it has an attack that does 150 damage, which is just crazy. Its weakest attack does 60, so it's comparable to the Pokemon I was using just there. Now, the great thing about EX cards is that you don't have to go through the process of evolution like I was earlier. So with like my Raichu and my Voltorb. So if you have an EX card in your hand, you can just play it straight away. So with like my Charizard, I don't have to have a Charmander, then a Charmeleon, and do it over the course of 3 turns. I can just play it straight away. The only problem with EX cards is if one of them gets knocked out, your opponent gets to choose 2 cards from those 6 face down ones. And of course, once you've gone through those 6 cards, you've either won or lost, depending on whether it's you going through them or your opponent going through them. So you could actually lose the game just by having 3 EX Pokemon knocked out. So be very careful how you play them. Don't just fill a deck with them. Also, there's the problem that they do tend to take up quite a lot of energy. This Kangaskhan here is quite a handy one to play with because it doesn't do as much damage. It can potentially do 100, but that triple draw, drawing 3 cards, very useful, and it doesn't use up too much energy, which is pretty good. EX cards tend to look a lot nicer as well, and if you get good strategies going with them, they are honestly just ridiculously good. I've got a few in here where if I get a certain strategy going, that's it, they're done. This Toxicroak EX, for example, with his triple poison, opponent's Pokemon is now poisoned, put 3 damage counters on instead of 1 between turns. So that basically means you're doing 30 damage every turn. No coin tosses, nothing like that. They're just poisoned. Which, I mean, let's face it, especially if your Toxicroak is about to go down, if you're up against a Pokemon that's really difficult to go against, unless they've got an antidote or something that'll cure them, that Toxicroak EX, you know, he'll be haunting them from the grave. Let's see, I haven't got any packs going at the moment. Let's take a trip over to the shop and see. So the shop is pretty cool. It tends to have decks and packs from the new TCG and gets updated pretty quickly. So you can see here the decks are 500 coins, which really isn't that much. If you play fairly regularly, then that's really nothing. You can get booster packs for 200. Now, I know that kind of seems like it's not too balanced, but once you've got yourself a few decks, honestly, there's not much point in having them. They're mostly going to be energy cards. So we got a few Sun and Moon series here, which are brand new ones. And you can take a look at the deck here. So this one we got Garchomp going. Just fairly nice. Let's see if they've got any decent older ones going here as well. There might be 1 or 2 that I've got in here. Staff Pick, that's quite nice. ones that they like. This deck has been on here for quite a long time. And apparently I already own this deck, which you can tell because none of these are in black and white as before. Nice Articuno we won there. So yeah, this is good. I did wonder about this with that first deck. So you can see that some of these cards are in color, some of them are in black and white. And that's basically to tell you, do I want to spend my coins on this? All the ones here that are in color are cards that I already have. All the ones that are in black and white, ones that I do not have. So I'm not going to buy any at the moment because I like to do my research on a deck first, and I haven't done research on any of these. I literally just came to show you guys the tutorial. But I may end up doing some more Let's Plays on this and have a go at playing some actual people, in which you will see that I am not someone you want to be getting a tutorial from on this game because I suck. But as I said, this video is going to be staying on the YouTube channel, so you can watch it back anytime you want if you need any tips from what I've said. And also I will be putting my trainer name down in the description. I'll just see now, in fact, if it's on here, because I can't remember what it is. Nope, it's got my friends, but not me. So once I remember what my trainer name is, I will put it in the description below. I hope that this video has been helpful to you guys, and if you have any ideas for any other games that you'd like to see me play, please mention in the comments below. Let me know what your thoughts are on the trading card game online. If you're new to the game, if you've never played it before, if you have been playing for years, I really want to hear from you. I have been KD for Geeks on the Go with Games on the Go Live. Keep it nerdy.